What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Sorry.
Friday.
I wasn't
I'll
going
never get used to that.
I said I wasn't going to do it anymore, but here
I
we
know. I'll just never get used to that word. I just can't.
Nice
Can't get
tempo.
behind it in any way, shape, or form.
Way to go. We blew that one. Jonesy, how we doing?
We are doing all right, buddy. We're gonna try and pivot after that one.
Yeah, we got some breaking news to go over here. A little change of format here, but first,
yes,
let's get into it right after this.
Welcome to the Dude Network, where we chill and unwind. Food, sports, entertainment, the best of its kind. Grab your buddies, have a seat, let's have a good time. 4 nights a week, we'll make sure you feel just fine. Join us as we dive into the coolest trends. Dude Network, where the fun never ends. Dude Network, where the fun never ends. Hanging out with the dudes and dudettes. Talking about the things we love, no regrets. Tune in, relax, and let the good vibe flow. The Dude Network, the place to go.
What is going
I still
on?
forgot to put the freaking newer one in there. What a doofus!
What are you doing? You had one job.
You know,
on top of 30 others.
I was about to say, what really?
But hey, real exciting show here. Everybody needs to stay tuned here as we have one of the coolest topics we're going to get to discover. If this isn't a dude and dudette topic, I don't know what is. We have Zach and Jessica Zimlich in the background of ZAK Cooperage. They make some of the craziest barrels, third generation. I think they work with good friends Starlight. We've seen them. I picked their barrel in a barrel pick. We'll get into that. They've also done I think they do a lot of Widow Jane stuff, which is very popular, and who knows what else.
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Everywhere, if you're a distillery and you buy barrels, ZAK Cooperage is one of them. So we're going to learn the ins and outs of it tonight. But first, some housekeeping we need to go over here real quick. It's a little change in format. We're going to get rid of the Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows. We have some change in availability in the normal crew. So for the time being, we're just going to do like one bigger show on Friday, and it's going to have the foodie stuff. It's going to have the guests. It's going to have the dude stuff, some random segments. Our goal is to keep this thing moving fast. We don't want it to be no longer 45-hour shows on just one topic. So no longer think of this like as a podcast. Think of this as like a variety show to cover all things in the week of a dude and dudette. A little sports, a little food, a little random, a little bourbon, a lot of barbecue, tailgating, the things that we always cover. But we're going to pack it all into one show. So, Johnsy, I'm excited about this.
It should be interesting.
Up a little bit.
Right. Should be interesting. Fun.
Yeah. Interesting. Way to sell the excitement. It's going to be interesting. Boy, that makes me feel like you're all in on this for me.
It'll be fascinating. I'll tell you that.
Still not selling it. Come on.
Because hey, look, folks, I thought we were going to do like things regular. The last time we had a conversation, thought this was regular format. And here we are trying the new one right off the rip.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Dude Network.
Dude, this is how it goes. Let's go. It's gonna look. We're excited. We're excited for the future.
Yeah, but anyway, before we get so let's go over what we're going to talk about here tonight. We have some topics here. Johnsy, what do you got here for us?
We're going to go over some recalls on food and health related stuff. There's fun little bacteria's back.
I already know the big boy. Stay tuned.
We may dip into some fantasy related topics because I believe Tony has some other sports related stuff to talk about, and I got at least a funny little story that I heard. I had to do a deep dive because I thought I was getting punked on the internet, and turns out there are several articles covering it, and I think it's fantastic. So,
okay.
And then we might do a cool little trip into something with music, maybe, depending on the time.
And I promise we are going to take a trip somewhere. I have a surprise topic segment for Johnsy that I have yet to disclose to him. I suck at secrets. I'm not giving it up. So stay tuned for that too.
You son of a bee.
Yeah, I'll be that. Hey, always learning loose lips, sink ships.
Yeah.
Learned that a long time ago. Just sometimes the things get carried away on here. But no, anyway, but we're really excited again to have Jessica and Zach Zimlich on here tonight. This is going to be, I don't know, it's just going to be an absolute treat. I'm just really excited to learn. I don't know much about this world. That's why I'm so excited. I know how to make bourbon. I know how to make the booze, but the barrel is like what makes everything special. So that's and exciting.
Bourbon barrels have long lives after their bourbon. Like they go to
now they're doing like all these like
and stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff.
They're always like special finishes.
Yeah.
Like you have, they're finishing it in like a port barrel finish, or they have it in a we just did the cognac finish. We just literally did the cognac barrel.
I've had like stouts.
Yeah.
You don't drink them yet. We'll find one, but like stouts and stuff that they finish percents of the bulk finish amount of stout, they'll take a percent out of it and age it in this type of bourbon barrel, and then another 11% and age it in this bourbon barrel. So I'm just fascinated by the barrels. Let's get into this for sure.
Absolutely. We're going to bring on Zach and Jessica right after this. So get ready, folks. It's going to be a good one.
So he tracks down Mother Jones and brings Mother Jones with him to Cabin Creek. And when they get off of the train station, they have the mine guards have a machine gun right there at the train station. And it's like pointed right where the passengers get off. And, everybody's in town because they heard that she's coming, right? And she just walks right up to the machine gun nest and just like walks right up. The story is that she walks right up to the barrel to where it's just like right up in her chest, right? And then she like pulls out her purse and just starts wailing away at the mine guards, start cussing them out and, telling them what dirty scoundrels there are. And she's like, I got 50 men in these hills with rifles, and you lay a hand on me and they're going to kill every last one of you SOBs and all this kind of stuff. So there was nobody up in the hills.
From the hills of West Virginia to the hills of Kentucky. How about that? We have with us now, we have Zach and Jessica Zimlich. Welcome so much here to the Dude Network. And we're just and Dudette, of course. This is a Dudette network, just as takeover as anything else. Welcome so much.
Yeah, we actually have a shirt to prove it.
Yes. That you allow the ladies.
We do.
No, that they take over. It's spray painted.
Take over.
Yeah, like at the E on the logo, it starts a pink spray paint that says "et" over the microphone.
Yeah, it's very hostile kind of looking. Like,
it's hey, like that 90s, early 2000s punk rock. Like, no, we're here.
So how are we doing tonight, you guys? Thank you again for joining us.
We are very excited to be here and talk to you. I'm glad we met you last week.
Yeah, things happen fast. We were like, yeah, I'll come on. Be like, hurry up and book us for you do actual research on us. That's how we do things.
I did enough to know. I'm like, yeah I could make this for dinner, and this for dinner.
There you go. Hey, we try to keep it simple, real and relatable. So where ZAK Cooperage is, it's kind of closer to Bardstown than is Louisville. Where are you guys at? You are in the Bourbon Trail country mecca, correct?
Yeah, we're pretty much in the thick of it. So we're just outside of Bardstown, about 10 miles south. So we posted up there because that's where a lot of bourbon's being made, and there's a lot of white oak in that area. So those are the two things you need for a cooperage. So that's how we ended up there.
And
it's got to be white oak.
Yes.
Well, a barrel doesn't have to be white oak, but that is just what makes the best barrel and bourbon. But we are located about an hour south of Louisville.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because up here you get white oak and red oak, and
you don't
sometimes they say pin oak, but I don't even know what the hell pin oak even looks like. I thought that was like a red oak.
We don't have any of in California. There's oaks too. There's like a scrub oak, and there's huge oak trees out there, but they're different. They're not white or red oak. I'm not sure what species they are. I don't know if you can make bourbon barrels from them, but they make badass furniture.
Let's just jump into it. What makes white oak frame barrel then? Like, I mean, why is it white oak?
I guess I'll start. It makes good good hardwood species for being able to hold liquid. So a lot of species won't actually end up holding liquid. They'll just permeate through. So it'd just be like putting a bunch of liquid into a barrel and be like a sponge, just be stopping wet, dripping everywhere. So the grain structure of white oak holds and allows you to make something that's going to be water and air tight. Beyond that, tastes fantastic, especially when it's charred or toasted.
I like both, all three actually, all the above.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Jessica, so you're kind of now. Did you marry into this whole new world, or were you kind of educated on it before you stepped into this world of cooperaging?
Yeah, so I met Zach through the barrel industry. I was working for a French company for many years.
Okay. Wow.
I was selling wine cask. So I was selling port, sherry, sauternes, cognac, all of those. We lived, oh my gosh, like 10 minutes from each other, but I didn't know him. And then our company owed him a lot of money, and we pissed them off because we lost an invoice. And then they were like, go make this relationship right.
Job done.
No, so we were at a conference and we had set up like a dinner, and I was like, hey, Zach, don't hate us. Yeah. And then when we got back from the conference, we went on a date, and then I married into it. So I was new into the new barrels because I was doing only used barrels for 4.5 years. And then once I met him, I was just like obsessed, even more obsessed than before. So we didn't really know if we liked each other or just liked barrels. But for the first month we were together, we just literally, I'm like, tell me everything.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah, he's like, you're perfect.
That's such a cool origination story.
So real quick, are there huge difference from what they make their barrels out of than white oak, obviously being king?
Yeah, so what's king in like the wine industry is French oak.
Okay.
Yeah.
So oak though.
And then like the Hungarian oak and
so oak is period the way to go. It's just
French
which oak is
like
the
poop. I don't like
is
French.
Yeah, I mean they do have
In
like
my own
some other like acacia. That's not an oak; it's a hardwood, and some
Yeah, I
wine
know
will use
acacia,
that.
Some people do amberana.
Yes.
That's either for you or not for you.
Yeah, but I would say like 99% of bourbon.
Yeah. When it comes to bourbon, it's 100%
American oak.
Right,
99% of wine.
Pure oak.
French oak.
Okay.
There's like Penelope Architect is French oak, and it's just so oaky and so strong. And I finished clear moonshine in French oak spirals, and it was super oaky. Like, I mean, you have to really like wood.
French oak has a lot of like tannins, like more.
Yeah.
Tannins,
Okay.
So it does taste like a barrel. It does. You can.
You're getting that earthy, woody. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and we've made some barrels that like will be an American oak barrel that has like some French oak staves, like here and there, or maybe like French oak heads to kind of like
give a little balance between.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Spicing it up a little bit.
A little oak cocktail.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. I shouldn't. I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Hold on. Okay. I got one real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Explain charring versus not charring, and then toasting and all that of barrels.
I would love to talk about this.
Yeah. So, all of our barrels are steamed. Then they get raised around a ring, kind of like fitting together a puzzle. Then they get thrown through a steam tunnel. What that does is it gets like the barrel hot enough to like be able to bend into shape. That's when the toasting process happens. So all of our barrels go through the steaming, the toasting, and most of our barrels get charred afterwards, but we do some specialty toasting for some of our barrels. So during the toasting process, it takes generally somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes. What that does is it starts to like impart a lot of like deeper flavors into the stave. So that way, when that whiskey's like pushing in and out during the change of the seasons, you're still collecting a lot of flavor profile. What the charring does, you're actually setting the barrel on fire. So like toasting is more like baking your oven at like 350.
Okay.
And so you're not like creating a char level, you're just cooking the barrel. And then the charring, it actually creates a charcoal layer so that when you're pushing that liquid in and out of the wood grain, it's like passing through a charcoal filter. There's also a red layer of like caramelization. So that's like what you're getting with the bourbon.
That's all the good stuff right there.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because, like, man, but the thing about the toasted to me is the flavors vary so
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I guess. And toasted, is that like a newer thing? Is it
I
is it
think
just newer in popularity?
I think so. Brown Foreman back decades ago, they started to.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Zach's grandfather spent 46 years at Brown Foreman as head of engineering, president of the Cooperage, and then when he retired, he was president of Jack Daniels. So we do have a lot of inside knowledge about what.
Well, so you guys just know a little. You're brand new to
this.
Then.
So they were working on Brown Foreman. I'll let you continue. Was like leading the charge of toasting.
Yeah, so they were ahead of the game, doing toasting before before it was pretty much standardized. So they put a lot of research into it. Nowadays, it's fairly common, but the toasting definitely has made a big impact on the industry overall.
Yeah. And I think maybe a lot of people were toasting, but you don't not talking about it as much as they are now.
I would say that's true.
Or not experimenting with as much as they are now. So there's a million different toast profiles you can do. And some people will toast and then not char. That way you can extract flavor faster from the barrel. So if you're not going to age a barrel as long, some people will toast it to get those flavors. And then if you char it, it does take a little longer to get through that wood and get all of those flavors. So
okay, that makes sense.
There's a lot.
Is there anybody?
Is
there anybody making stuff with nothing? Like they just steam it and set it and forget it?
You've had one person ask you to do that, didn't you? Remember?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're like, don't do anything.
Because I was just wondering, because it seems like most people char at least, most of
because that's bourbon law. It does have to be in a new charred oak container.
Right.
So
that's what I thought to be a bourbon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I honestly don't really know whatever happened with that project. I'm super curious, but
it was a whiskey.
So for example, like a light whiskey where you don't have a designation on a char, it could be used for that, but I don't know. It seems like you're missing out on a lot of good flavor by not toasting and charring.
It seems like an expensive project.
Yeah, but it's I guess people like their whiskey different, and some people like their food cooked differently. So I don't know.
Is that a distillery or someone privately off the street?
It was a contract. Somebody contracted at a distillery, so it was like a very small brand that was working with one of the bigger guys who contract distill for a project.
Can someone just come off the street and buy a barrel off you guys?
Yeah, you want a barrel? I got barrels.
I mean,
text me. Zach sometimes is doesn't have the time to deal, not deal with, but I'm like, you want one barrel? I got you.
Whatever it takes.
He's like, dude, I'm worried about 100 barrels right now. I can't deal with one.
Oh, he's running the whole operation.
Yeah.
So he's usually working in truckloads, and I'm like,
right.
Because it really is just as much work to arrange freight for one barrel as it is for, but
I'm here
for the people.
I'm here
We
for
were
the
just thinking-
people.
That's what Zach was just dealing with right when we got on this call. We have some barrels going internationally, and it's literally 4 barrels on a plane. And I shit you not, it has taken probably 40 hours of our lives to get these 4 barrels on a plane to this country. It's a lot of work, but I'm like, they need the barrels.
They gotta have the barrels.
I gotta have the barrels. I
Hey,
want
when
the barrels in this country.
you make the best, it's it's,
Yeah, that's right.
If you're allowed to share, and if you can't, that's totally fine. Are you? What are some of the bigger distilleries that people can expect to find a lot of the ZAK barrels at?
Yeah, so I mean, over the years we've done, we've done a lot of stuff for Heaven Hill over the years. So I think we were at a single barrel tasting not too long ago, and ours was in that lot. So came across that.
They sold a lot of barrels for many years to Heaven Hill. So they are now the 12-year-old, when they're coming up for the single barrels. It's so cool to walk in
old
there.
fit stuff, Lux
Yeah,
Row, right?
dude.
They're Lux Row, right?
What did you say?
Is Heaven Hill the one that also does old fits and stuff too?
Yes. Heaven Hill does old fit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get them all mixed up.
Lux Row is no longer Heaven Hill. They are MGP juice now. I think I heard you say Lux Row.
Yeah.
It used to be Heaven Hill.
I don't want it to be too crappy. There's still some good MGP juice out there.
Oh, there's some amazing MGP juice.
It's just not the same.
You just have to find the right barrel.
Yes. You wonder where now does any of the MGP stuff, do they use ZAK barrels?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, you can get some damn good juice, MGP. Let's go.
What's crazy?
I got one the other day. I was working with a brand, and we got a lot in, and I was like, "Oh my god, look, they're ZAK!" Just to be able to find them in the wild.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how we kind of came across each other in this wild world of social media networking. I actually picked your barrel over a competitor's barrel, unknowingly said both in the video. So, oops. But hey, taste buds are going to taste, and I tasted the winner that day. But no, Starlight Distillery, we did a lot of stuff down there for them that one day. Well, they let us do a lot of stuff. I didn't do nothing for them. They let me take over for an afternoon. But I remember trying yours, and it was, it's also, a little bit of everything goes. There's so many things going into a flavor profile, but that one was really nice. And I tried it was the 5th one out of 5 too, and I was like, that's the one.
I love your face in that video because it looked like it was pure joy.
It was definitely a joy.
We enjoy
it was organic. That was
right.
Well, so my our daughter was like, where I really want to go that's very nostalgic? She's like, the place with the pumpkins. And Zach's like, Huber's? And she's like, yeah, can we go there? I'm like, we can always go there. Zach and I are there a lot. And then she's like, do they buy your barrels? And he was like, yeah. And he goes, were you on TikTok or Instagram?
I was on TikTok or Instagram. And I just was like, yeah, I sell them barrels. I'm sure. And then she was like, do people like your barrels? I'm like, I'm sure they do. Let me just pull up some, I saw a barrel pick going on at Starlight. I'm like, probably somewhere in here. I'm,
just
got a
randomly
barrel and
clicked on it.
Then you're going through, and then it's like, oh, there's a ZAK barrel.
He's like, watch this video.
It's like, hey, they picked us.
Yeah.
But I love, it was you guys tasting through a lot of another Cooperage, which is great. And then you were like, picked ours, and we're like, oh shit, we're up in there. So,
so what makes ZAK Cooperage different? This is an opportunity for you. Obviously that flavor came through that day for me on my experience personally, side by side. What makes you pride yourself to get to that level? Say that.
Yeah, definitely. So, our whole tradition and heritage, spans over the course of 3 generations, 75 years of consecutive years building barrels. So we have a lot of know-how on how to extract proper flavors. Been doing it for my entire life, and my father's been doing it his life, and my grandfather's been doing his pretty much working life. But yeah, so I think between that and then sourcing the right white oak, we get all of our white oak from about 100 to 150 mile radius around our location in Kentucky.
Local, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're always supporting our local loggers, local forests. Our goal is to help them out as much as possible, but also I think just the terroir and the being able to extract local flavors. So
but awesome chiming in here because I like to sing the praises.
Let's go.
All of our staves and we buy staves from the outside too, but we cut all of our own staves, season them on site.
Okay.
Yeah. And so also I wanted to make a mention that even though Zach's name is Zach, the Cooperage, he was named after the Cooperage. So some people are like, "Oh, you're Zach," and I'm like, "Well, the Cooperage already existed before Zach."
When he says his whole life, folks, he means
it already. Yes, it was actually Zimlich, Athertonville, Kentucky Cooperage, and then his dad's like, "You know, it'd be awesome. Let's name our son after the Cooperage, but spell it differently."
Hey, but once you know, you can.
I don't know. I mean, you didn't even have a choice.
Once you're in charge, you can just be like, "Yeah, this is mine."
Imagine how disappointed your dad would have been, and if you would have been like, "I think I want to get into brewing beer."
Yeah, yeah. Yes, but family owned, family run, all Kentucky. Yeah.
Do you physically go out in the woods and be like this tree, that tree? I mean, I didn't know. I don't know if you hand pick the trees, if there's a process, like a straight one, a certain old one that if they have max flavor, if it's a certain age tree, something like that. I didn't know if it went that hard into picking that out.
Yeah, I mean, operationally, I'm pretty much at the Cooperage, but we do have a network of loggers and buyers that we trust and utilize for their white oak sourcing, and they know our specs, so it generally has to stay within the average age of a tree could be probably somewhere between 50 to 60 years old, but it's probably going to range in a certain diameter length. So
and that's why I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but that's why the age 50 to 60 is because how big the tree is, that it'll fit into the machinery. So it's not about flavor. It's always been done that way though.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Some people are like, "Oh, if a tree is older, it'll taste better," but it's not historically ever been that way. Sorry.
Yeah, you're probably just when you get a tree too big. This is where I get, now I'm
Go
getting
ahead.
too geeky down on a rant. But yeah, people are
let it eat once, Zach. Let it eat, baby.
Yeah. Some people are like, "I want the 120-year-old trees." It's like, well, those it's more likely to have been susceptible to disease or had metal in it from years of being used for fencing or
wind shakes.
If wind shake, tornado damage.
Right. If it's been in a storm, a heavy storm, and the tree shakes and it
damages the grain structure.
And it'll leak later on. When you go to have that barrel, maybe that
I did
barrel
not know that.
Because that tree had been in a tornado at some point. So the older they are, the more prone you are.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, you're just taking a higher risk for
Right.
Kentucky's had a terrible 8 months of weather. It's been 2 blizzards, an ice storm, tornadoes.
And I only know that because when I met Zach, I'm asking the same questions. Why don't we use old trees? And his grandfather, who's 95 and still alive, educated me on, what can happen to older trees. Right. So, and then that's why I'm if you use a barrel, if you make a barrel, you traditionally you put bourbon in it and you stick it in a rick house for 4 years and you don't touch it. We also buy back used barrels, and we're why are all these random used barrels, not our Cooperage? Why are they all leaking? Why is no one's ever even touched it? But it could be things like wind shake and random things you didn't know when you're looking at the wood that happens later.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I never would have thought of any of that.
Yeah, man.
Play, but it's
oh yeah, that's right there. That's definitely right up there. Johnsy, we got a couple more questions for you, and we'll get you on your way here. Johnsy, what you got?
What the dynamic's a little interesting in this business because it's not like, people come and ship out barrels and then like next week you see them like, oh, cool, like they go in some room somewhere and they disappear for X amount of years. And then like you made a comment about it earlier, Jessica, I think you were like, oh,
finding the barrel in the wild.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, those are coming up right now. Like what's that dynamic like? Like I think in every other place it's like more satisfaction, but like you guys like sending these things out and like, oh, hope you do good in a few years.
Love you, bless you.
Yeah.
Well, I can probably speak on that. So like one of my first customers was Widow Jane, which was before the merger with Heaven Hill. But like their whole like flagship like bottle is a 10-year-old product. And so like that was one of the first customers I got. And I was just like, well, I guess I'll see how this goes 10 years from now. But so like when I was starting out, I was like, man, this is going to be a heck of a long time before, I get some results. But we just went to Brooklyn and yeah, it was super cool. We like got to go through check them out, like how, there was like literally I was like hand stamping, doing the barrels like all by myself for this customer. Because that's back when they were a lot smaller.
Let's go.
And I was like, oh yeah, I remember putting stamps on there and marking like what each like profile was, and yeah,
that's awesome.
Crazy to like see it full circle.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I was like, some people know that like we do love to get samples, and if they're like a lot of people will do like finishing projects with new barrels, and those we get to taste and we'll bring them with us when we do like seminars or whatever. But I get personally offended when there's a release that was like in our barrels and I'm not notified. They don't care about us after they get them.
Yeah.
Thanks for the profit margin.
You were the final flavor, you jerks.
But the Cubers, they know how much we love. Anytime they have a release in our barrels, they always invite us down. Zach will sometimes know, like we went to Liquor Barn one day and there was a Zach barrel with Elijah Craig single barrel, and we bought like 10 of them because we're like, oh, it's our barrel.
Elijah Craig's single barrels are nice.
Yeah, but some distilleries have a really great relationship with their cooperage, and it's like a really nice friendship and partnership, and some are just like mass, like these mass distilleries that just
you're just another place to get a wood barrel. Yeah.
Like, hey, how many you have? I need 5,000.
I'm trying to fulfill this order. Yeah.
I want to wrap it up here. What I see you both sipping on some stuff. What are we sipping on tonight?
So I actually have a wild turkey that came from one of the used barrels.
Okay. Hey, wild turkey's good.
Sometimes they just, when we get the used barrels back in, there is juice left, and that's always fun for us.
That's so legit.
I didn't even think about that perk.
Yeah, me either.
He's out there like a 50-gallon like dumping out like into like a mason jar.
Yeah. It's a nice little perk. What are you drinking, Lovey?
I think this is Old Louisville from our
of the
friend of Mean.
Yeah. Old Louisville.
Okay. Yep. I haven't had that one.
Come on down. We'll take you over there. What are y'all drinking?
Down. I'm serious. If we do this,
I'm embarrassed to say after that.
We'll do all the Zach. We'll do all the Cooperage, ZAK Cooperage barrels around the area.
That would be a sick tour.
Yeah, don't threaten me with that.
Please.
I got a lot of PTO actually. I got a lot of PTO stashed up. We can make this happen. But no. So, what's your go-to pour? Do you have one, or do you always mixing it up? Like, is there something? I see you have all the bottles in the background there, and you had some nice bottles. I like that midnight.
Midwinter's Night Dram.
Yes, that's a good one.
That one was funny because it actually was one of my.
I thought I saw it up top.
It is probably in there. When I first started selling barrels, I was in charge of getting a Midwinter's Nights Dram. Ruby, was it Ruby Port? Yeah, I guess it was Ruby Port, and it was my first time working with with them, and I felt so cool. And then the barrels got lost logistically. They ended up going to Canada. I had to track them down and bring them back to Utah, and then they were dried out. And I was like, well, I screwed that up. So, but it ended up working out. I got them more, and that was like my barrels. So, but I loved that bottle.
So yeah, do you guys collect a certain? Do you collect anything like like in particular? Or
Zach
in
is
general?
Zach is such a bourbon bro. He's literally
A
like
bourbon bro.
He's like always like collecting and buying, and but he drinks everything. I don't think every night he has like this little, there's another shelf of this bourbon that's like the drinkable bourbon, like nightly pours. So he rotates through that.
Okay.
Is there you got a bottle you won't open on the shelf?
Oh yeah, I think your Buffalo Trace partnership bottles.
Oh yeah, so we did.
I'll grab it.
I got it. I'm closer.
I do want to see this.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Yeah, the old BT.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the pint, so it's definitely the store pick.
Yeah, so I'm probably. Oh no, it's right there. So back when my grandfather and father were getting started, they were making some barrels for Buffalo Trace, and just so happened like 12 years later, it ended up being part of the Buffalo Trace experimental collection, where they were like basically trialing lower 12. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
it says Zimlich Cooperage on here.
Yeah, that's so sick.
We have one of them open, but Zach, if he finds them on auctions, he just like buys them, and they're really pricey for this little bitty thing. Not that he wouldn't drink it, but he like.
Yeah, well, you can only get the pints of Buffalo Trace in like a store pick or something, or a single barrel pick. I think that's the only way they bottle those pints. You can't just go get a pint of Buffalo Trace. It's got to be like a store pick.
I think the experimental collection was released all these sizes, right?
Well, yeah, because it's like experimental though. It's gotta be like
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like, they don't make like
you can't just go buy regular Buffalo Trace
in this little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Honestly, they're probably missing out on a market.
Probably, but because they do it with Sazerac.
Everybody loves a mini.
Yes, and they do literally pints mass produced of Eagle Rare, Sazerac.
Yeah.
And then they do the Weller pints if it's a special release at the distillery, and then those if it's like a barrel pick. So yeah, they're kind of like 50-50, so it's kind of weird. It's not universal.
I love like standard Buffalo Trace. That's probably my favorite pour over ice.
That's a good one on ice. Yeah, because it's already
like
a low proof, so it makes
like water.
Very drink. Yes, you're not getting schwasty off like 3 sips. Yeah, I get it.
It's like a Michelob Ultra Light.
I like drinking rye over ice. Really iced down rye.
I like all rye in general.
I do like a good rye. I don't like all rye in general. I think I'm a wheater. I'm like overall I'm a wheat guy because of the smoothness, but I do like me some rough corn every once in a while.
It has to be the right rye. It can go south. Yeah.
Well, thank you again so much for taking much of your very busy time and family time late at night here with us recording. It really means a lot to us that you would give us this time, and hopefully it's just the start of many times we spend together.
Yeah.
As I'm telling you, you will see us down at the Cooperage farm. Give me a torch, and I'm gonna start setting some barrels on fire.
Like a blowtorch.
Whatever you need.
We'll get it done.
Okay.
We'll get it done.
That'll work.
No, I'm gonna bring down some. I'll bring down some of the blends that I got up here too to share, just for you guys to have. So we'll put a Dude Approved sticker on it. That'll be the fancy bottle.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
So we could have definitely went like 5 hours on this because
I know I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm like, wait, we might go on live after this. Be like, ask us barrel questions.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys again so much for joining us, dudes and dudettes of the very beautiful couple here, very power couple here. We have Zach and Jessica. Thank you so much to ZAK Cooperage, third time generation of making barrels. picked it out myself over all the others. Proofs in the pudding.
It is a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Can't argue with things that actually happen. That's just the way it works.
We'll link the video on after this.
Yes, absolutely. We'll repost it and then we'll just like collab. Yeah, here we go.
Right.
All right, everybody. We'll be back with the rest of our show right after this clip on this. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you on the other side.
TDN executives can do full glass pours for all I care, but yeah.
Hey, real quick, let's do a little shout out to. Oh no, never mind. My bad. How's the gardening going?
Oh, wow. It's actually, dude.
Do you know where I was going?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
I
no,
don't know, but it
this.
was just funny that it was like so bad that you're just like, anyway, how's the garden?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say let's do a fantasy recap because we never talk about our fantasy stuff. And last week I beat like number 2 or 3.
Dude.
Bro, when I went to bed, it was 17-6. When I woke up, it was 20-5.
Yeah, and I was on like the opposite end of that.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, oh wait, no, he's having a rough time. Gardening.
My whole team got slipped something on Wednesday. But hey,
Dude,
my
I went
pitching's
from
back this week. My pitching's back this week. I'm excited
Good.
about it.
I was getting mad,
He was
bro.
on watch. One big week and everything turns around. Johnson's all the way back to fantasy baseball this year, and it's been fun to share that.
Wow, that aged interestingly.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Johnsy. I don't know if he's all the way back in anymore. It might be worse this year because he's all the way back in, and we've had a little rough patch. We got 2 weeks, Johnsy. You got 2 weeks to get you back in there.
I just don't know why you had to be used to having me in the back, dude.
I didn't mean to. I let you come back the other day.
Hey, no, I was
real quick.
all it was me just going like, "Go get him, buddy."
Yeah, real quick. I want to say thanks again to Zach and Jessica for joining us. That was freaking awesome. I actually learned a tremendous amount.
I realized
now I want to just start making my own barrels just for funsies, just see how it works. Just get some baler twine, tie them up tight, see how well the water holds.
Want one.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I've always wanted.
There will be a Zach barrel in my garage.
I've always wanted barrels anyway, but since I now know what the best is and where to get it.
Yeah, English. Jessica sounds like she'll make you a deal. Just walk in off the street, wearing flip flops and a backpack, and she'll load it up.
Yeah, poor Zach's worried about international shipping and truckloads of stuff, and she's like, "Hey, we need a barrel."
Yeah, and your barrel might come from Canada, it might come from Utah, but you will get your barrel. That's what we learned.
Wild.
That was funny. That was hilarious because I can imagine being in that. I can just imagine that day at work, just sitting here, just like I want to drink really bad. like you finally figure out where it's like, hey, where's it at? It's like Utah. Shit.
No, or did Canada try to steal the barrels?
We did. Hey, there are heists. We talked about it last week.
We did. A lot of them happened in Canada.
Maple syrup heist, and they're good at
cheese
barrels up there too. So you something. And by the way, a maple syrup finished bourbon. I can work with it. There probably is.
Or a bourbon finished maple syrup. Either way.
Well, there is the maple. Knob Creek's got the maple. It's like super maple. It's like drinking maple syrup with like alcohol.
No, I don't. No,
you can't drink it straight. I'm talking just like a neat bourbon with like a hint of maple.
Yeah, and I'm also talking about a nice, good organic maple syrup with a hint of bourbon for my pancakes.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
I got homemade syrup with a vanilla stick in it right now. It's pretty banging.
Did you put the vanilla stick in it?
The place up the hill that you'll check. You'll see that this upcoming winter. They make syrup up on the hill.
Ooh. Oh, yes. Right. We talked about that. Yes. Okay. So, folks, they're real quick.
All right, fantasy baseball. Yeah. Jonesy's 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's not looking good for me. I'm up, but I'm down in the pack, folks. I'm down in the pack. I charged was up near halfway with Tony. At one point, we fell back, and I couldn't pull it off. So last week we shot Tony forward in a hope to beat this league up.
Yeah, and all it did was keep me in the same place while people jumped over me. Like,
yeah, it was terrible. It didn't even work.
This league sucks, man. That's just call it this league.
Dude, it's actually
it's just in this damn league.
It's just really tough league.
Yeah, it is a tough league. So yeah, we have fantasy football draft.
That's coming up
this Sunday. We will be recording the fantasy football draft. That'll probably be projected next week, or we might go live. I don't know yet. But Johnsy, you said you had some other stuff here. Let's keep it moving. What else do you have going on? You said you had some topics lined up.
Well, I had this thing.
I got my secret for you too. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. I just a real quick thing. I sent a thing to the fellas in one of our group chat. One of them. There's three of them, so you never know. And it was just a really comical story. And fun fact has to do with Canada. It wasn't planned. That was not planned, by the way. It just so happened. But there was some people in a national park, and they heard like a distress call, and so they, as soon as they got to a place they had service, they called 911 and sent all these people. And
I think I know this story.
The deal is the search and rescue in the area was on a training exercise, so they quickly just pivoted and went into rescue mode. Got up there, a couple Royal Canadian Mounted Patrol, whatever the horse guys are called, the Mounties.
Mounties.
Yeah. All this stuff, and they get to this campsite, and he was not in distress in any way. He was at the top of his lungs to the forest that he thought he was alone in, singing Nickelback.
Oh, that's not what I thought. That actually happened?
Yeah. So I did a dive because I was afraid that the internet was trolling me. And it is not. There are several articles from different sources about it.
Dude, that's got to be the worst. Like, it's bad enough that he knew his shame already because he went in the middle of the woods so no one could hear him sing Nickelback. And then it turned into the full SWAT nationwide, worldwide story.
So what's funny, he's like out in this area that's like far enough out. It's like, and then out with all these rocks because it's popular for mountain bikers to go real far and rock climbers. And the way it echoed out to the trails where everybody was walking transferred into like, it sounded like cries for help. And he was singing Nickelback.
Hey, here's a little dig.
I mean, could you just imagine?
If only they responded to their forest fires that quickly. And we're off to the next one. All right, so
out of the park.
Here was my little fun thing I had here, Forrest. The secret. I can't keep it anymore.
All right.
So I have right here on my phone a random U.S. city generator where it's going to pick any random city in the United States. The first one we see that's not a big city, we're going to do a deep dive into what this city has to offer. This could be interesting.
Dude.
Ready?
I am ready to search as well.
I swear to God, first one, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, 45 minutes from the house. I don't really want to do that one. I know that city. So
yeah, no, that's stupid, dude. No.
Southgate, California.
Southgate?
Do you know that one?
Oh, boy.
He knows it. We're not going California. What are the odds that it's a high?
Wow, dude.
Wyoming,
wow.
Michigan. I know that city. I've been there. Lynn, Massachusetts, population 91,000 people. That's a mission. Let's go.
That's not a small city. That's not a small
Now,
town.
91's kind of small.
Yeah, I thought so. It's in LA County. Yeah, we're not doing Southgate.
Okay.
What was the other
What
one?
is there to do in Lynn, Massachusetts? This ought to be good. Ooh, it's right by the Salem Witch Tours.
Ooh. Okay.
Red Rock Park. Here, I'll just share this. I'll share my screen here. We'll learn everything together.
Do you have to? I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I'm totally messing around. Ready? Here we go.
Grand Army of the Republic Hall.
Outdoors.
Revere Beach,
Beach.
Saugus Ironworks National Historic Site. A
Ooh.
beach, oh, it's a beach town. Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
You know,
hey, easy,
everybody goes to
Tony Dollars.
Massachusetts to go to the beach.
Easy, Tony Dollars.
What?
It's not that kind of beach town.
Oh. Well, everybody goes to Massachusetts for the beaches. You can explore the city's natural beauty at Lynn Woods Reservation, a large park with trails and scenic views. Enjoy the oceanfront at Lynn Shore and Nahant Beach, or visit Red Rock Park for coastal views. Lynn also has historical sites like the Grand Army of the Republic Museum and the Lynn Memorial Auditorium for entertainment. 2,200-acre park. Okay, so there's a sluice pond, which is good for fishing. We would not call that a sluice pond in Ohio, Johnsy. We'd call that where you put your wastewater. All right. Well, that was our random town of the evening. Lynn, Massachusetts. Shout out.
I was trying to see how far it is from us.
My guess is 12 hours. Maybe 10.
Jiminy. That far to Massachusetts, huh?
Yeah, well, you got to go through. You got to understand what you got to get through to get there is the problem. You remember, like California? It's like that starting in Philadelphia the whole west away.
Okay, let's get directions. Choose starting point.
All right. Oh boy.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
I had
11 hours and 28 minutes, and that's leaving right now.
Well, driving in the middle of the night.
I go driving to Lynn, Massachusetts. Not happening. Yeah.
In the middle.
Sorry, Lynn. It'll be a while. We'll put you on the waiting list.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, we got time for one more thing here, Johnsy. What else you got?
I was just going to hit some of the food stuff.
Yeah, we got the food recall. Food
recall. No, that's not what I was doing. Come on, Johnsy.
Yeah, but
get your stuff.
That's where everybody needs to keep track of what's what. And don't buy this stuff.
The best thing for you to do is to go to the FDA.gov/recalls-market-withdrawals-safety-alerts. Just get there and you'll find it. But there's a lot of stuff. We're not going to go over everything because there's, different medications and stuff. But cheese, Middlefield original cheese, Co-op, Copia.
That's out of Ohio, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Probably not. Ohio would never.
Potential contamination with what do you guessed it? Listeria. Yeah, Middlefield, Ohio. Is recalling 246.5 pounds. There's a Quesito El Establo Spanish cheese due to presence of rodent activity and other insanitary conditions during manufacturing process. Clover Valley instant coffee, potential presence of glass, not great. Let me tell you.
What? That's not good for you? I feel that tickle the intestines.
I mean, that's a different show. Potential Wegmans cheeses. That's it. It just says Wegmans cheeses.
Philadelphia.
Potential food illness. Yep, you guessed it again, Tony. Listeria.
Listeria.
And there's some medical devices on here, cheeses. This is just the first page. So definitely get on there, check some stuff out. And probably so moving forward, the new show on Sunday will be the series we are doing, Sunday Dinner.
Yes, they've been doing really good. We release it Sunday at 9 a.m. instead of the normal show at 9 p.m.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Excuse me. I had it upside down.
Yeah, you did. It's all right.
That's why I had the whole Pam dilemma thing. That's my bad.
It's silent. It's silent, Tony.
Oh, Pam and got it. Yeah. But no, seriously, great show. We're gonna work through this. We want to keep it free flowing like we did tonight with a special guest, every week from different walks of different, of the areas we cover a lot of, which is about everything. But no, thank you, Johnsy, for hanging out. And yeah. Miss you, Damon.
Hanging out? You pay me.